Okay, so I'm carrying on with the story here. So, this is what happened. So I was tired, so I took a nap. And normally when take a nap, I put a movie on. So this is the movie that I put on Dune. And for some strange reason, I woke up when there was 51 minutes left in the movie, and I was listening to what was being said, and it's connected to the story that we're learning. So basically, Arrakis or the planet Dune, you want to think of that as being the story of the 40 years in the desert. Uh, and they're being you're being presented with you're going to be presented with two stories. One is being Native Americans as the creators, and the other is these imposters coming here pretending to be um, Israelite mother and father creators, and that's where I want to talk about here. So I couldn't get the pictures, but I got the words anyways on the screen. So now that you can see our past, so that's referring to me opening up your third eye and allowing to see your past. However, it's a prophecy of the aliens coming here and saying, now that you can see our past, Israel, so it has a dual meaning. So it means that I'm telling you by opening up your third eye what your past really is and how it's connected to these aliens coming here, and that they're just imposters, and you're an unwitting pawn in their game of chess to try to take over creation. So you can see your future. So I'm telling you one side of what your future is. There's a possibility that if you play your cards right, that Alma could rise up and become the new mother of all creation if the other girls reject me. But they're going to come here and tell you that, look at your future. You're the creators. We own all that out there. Why don't you jump on the UFOs with us and come for a ride, and we'll show you where you come from. We can show you your future. That's what they're going to come here and tell you. They're going to want to get you to get on those UFOs, and it's very important that you don't get on those UFOs, because if they do, they're going to get rid of you. When they have you replaced by robots, that's when they can come back here and wage a war against mankind. Because if you jump on UFOs and follow them anywhere, they'll get rid of you, replace you, and when they come back, I won't have any humans left from Israel to work with, and that's dangerous, because when they come back, you guys are going to be, you're going to be people who are not humans, and you're going to wage war against mankind, and civil war will start out. So that's what your future awaits, and when you come here and allow them to take you off this planet, that's what awaits you. They're going to get rid of you, and I'm about to show you how they're going to do that. So you got to listen to me, because the other future timeline, there's two future timelines here. One where you follow them into the stars and they get rid of you, or one where you stay here with me, you remain alive, and you roll the dice and see where it goes, and see if Alma becomes a new mother of all creation. So you can see your future, right? So my dearest brother, Israel, because we're all brothers here on planet Earth. We're all from the same planet. That makes us all brethren. So you're my brother. I'm imploring you not to do anything rash or stupid. You're not prepared for what is to come, meaning you're not prepared in terms of if in the event that Alma does supersede the four girls and she's to rise up into the power, well, then there's a lot of changes that need to happen at your level, because right now what you're believing in is going to be have to be changed or converted into spirituality. So that's what the changes are. You're not prepared for what is to come, but also you're not prepared for what is to come from the stars, because these guys are going to come from the stars and claim that you're the creators, when in fact that's not the case. So you'll now learn the truth about our family. So that's them trying to convince you to get on those UFOs. Like, you'll now learn the truth about our family. Come with us on these UFOs. We're going to fly you to different civilizations and show you what they look like. And if you do that, they're going to get rid of you. I guarantee it. And I'm going to prove it to you by making this little video, so you can not fall into the lies and allow them to get rid of you. Because if they get rid of you, everyone that comes back, we're talking, I think there's 27 million people from that nation. If all 27 million of you become unalived, you're going to come back and say that you're the boss and that I'm not, and then you're going to wage a war, because those of you that are human won't be able to make a decision for yourself. So don't let them come here and try to take you, fly you away, because that's what that means. You'll learn the truth about our family. Come with us over to these stars over here. Jump into these UFOs. You'll learn the truth about our family, and then they'll fly you away and get rid of you. So don't let them do that. So, as for me, my side of the coin, it's like, you'll now learn the truth about our family, meaning our family in terms of all mankind and everyone in creation, where everything is equal. Everyone's a god and goddess, man. So, and as mother and father, I'm not, I'm not anything like them. Let's just put it that way. So, there's two ways to look at it. Them convincing you that they're your family and that you need to go with them, and me trying to convince you that you're my family and you need to stay with me. So it will hurt you to the core. So what I'm about to teach you is going to hurt you to the core. And it means if you go with them, it will hurt you to the core. It means they're going to come here and basically tell you some snowball story about me being the bad guy and waging war in heaven or yada yada yada, and that I'm a machine or I'm an evil human, whatever, who keeps putting my soul inside of a body over and over and over, and that I came here probably 100,000 years ago or something. So they got some nonsense story anyway they're going to tell. So that's them trying to, convince you that I'm the bad guy. But it's also me telling you it's going to hurt you to learn that you're not the boss, and that I'm the boss, and that, they have a plan to get rid of your core. Your core is your lower body. In that lower body, in the ventral root node in your heart is one atom that has your soul in it. And if they're going to hurt your core, it means they're going to hurt your soul, or they're going to get rid of you. So Paul is my evil primordial son who's turned against creation and created 22,400 evil civilizations based around, youth, like children and youth. That's what's in control of creation. That's what Peter Pan is about. Children being in control of creation, because that's what's in control of creation. Children. He's a child. His civilizations are children. The androids are children. So, that's his name, his real name, Paul. So, and I'm telling you, don't worry. But he's going to tell you, don't worry. Come with me on the UFOs. I'm with you. I'm your father. I'm here. I'm with you. And I'm telling you, no, don't listen to him. I'm your father. So you're being torn in two directions. So he's going to say, I love you. But I'm going to tell you, I love you. So you're going to be hearing it from both sides. The exact same dialogue. One is evil and one is good. And I'm telling you, I'm the good guys. They're not the bad guys. They're the bad guys, right? So they try to get me to say they're not the bad guys. They're the bad guys. I'm the good guys. That's the AI in my brain trying to mess up my video after I put 7 minutes of dialogue in it to try to make me say that they're the good guys. You guys are the bad guys, AI. Stop messing around. So if you got Netflix, you might want to, look up this movie or rent it or whatever you got to do to see that particular scene. The desert is associated with the 40 years in the desert. So that's all I know. It's connected to, aliens coming here posing some smokescreen story. So that Paul from there, Paul Atreides, is Paul here. So the two are connected. So the desert and this alien guy here means that the aliens that's coming here is going to pretend to be an Israelite father of all creation, along with the Israelite mother. That's how I know that. Paul and Paul. Desert, 40 years, alien. So this happens to be in another desert, Area 51. So both are connected. So you want to watch this trailer here. So here's like the alien is in the kitchenette making bagels and coffee. So I'll word that into another story regarding Olivia, because Olivia's my eighth. She's my eighth selection. And she has quite a story from what I investigated last night. It looks more and more like she's the one who's gonna stand beside me, because she lets go of the spiritual warfare tactics that I did here. So the coffee basically there is, she's handing this guy a green tea or matcha tea. And she says, I don't know if you like it. So, yeah, those are my favorite drinks. I'd rather drink a hot Starbucks matcha every day than a regular coffee, because I like how they taste. So it's a reference to you liking yours cold, but me liking mine hot. So there's a connection there with us liking the same drink. I'll talk about that later in a different story, but It's my favorite too. So you see how there's a smile there. You may not be smiling yet because it's like I don't really know if this guy's the real deal or not, right? But at some point in time, when you hear your story, you're gonna start smiling. So that T is connected to this here, and I didn't know it until I watched the trailer. It's like I don't want tea. No, I don't want tea. You want coffee? Do you want tea? No, I don't want tea. It's referencing you, Olivia, saying, no, I don't want to be the mother of all creation. I don't want to stand beside that guy. However, the investigation I did last night tells me that your opinion of me is going to change eventually. And that out of my 8 selections, that you're the only one who's going to accept me for who I am. So I'll get to your story, after I complete Alma's story here. So here, these guys are government agents looking for the aliens. So it's like he's gonna wish he never he's gonna wish he never set foot on planet Earth. I want that little green prick dead. So that's a reference to these aliens coming over here and trying to get rid of me. And if you allow that to happen, Ragnarok's going to happen, and grandmother rewind time back to the beginning of creation, everything will be wiped from existence, and we'll start over again. And another version of you, 1,000 lives from now, will be listening to me talk again, saying, "Don't be a moron and don't drop the ball on this on mankind, because these guys are coming here to get rid of me and could get rid of all creation if they do. So don't let that happen." So that's what it's referring to. They're after me. However, it's about me wanting to get rid of them when they come here. I need you to stand beside me and be my sword, especially you super children out there, because I'm not lying when I tell you, if I perish, everything in existence gets rewound back to the beginning of time, because this is Ragnarok. This is how it has always played out. 200,000 years of rewinding time where you guys get 9 lives of thinking that you're almost going to win, and then on the 10th life, we rip that away at you by revealing Ragnarok and how it'll grandmother will rewind time back to the beginning of creation and do this all over again. So don't do anything rash, kids. You're now in a war against your own civilizations to get rid of them. There's no going home. Whoever you are now is who you're going to be forever. So I want that moron, when he comes here, pretending to be your daddy. That's what it means. So, do you like Huey Lewis in the News? So, my father's name is Lowell, Oliver Lowell Coggy, but everyone calls him Lewis or Louis. So, do you like Huey Lewis in the News? Simply refers to, do you like Anthony, whose father's name is Lewis, in the News? So, now, this here gal is connected to the angel standing at the 4 directions of Earth. So that's the north, east, west, south. That's, you want to think of that as Alma, and then Maya, and then Daniela, and then Ori. So do you like Anthony and his proposed plan to instill a new mother creator when these aliens come here? That's secretly what that means. And then Paul, this guy's name is Paul. He says, yeah, they're okay. Meaning, yeah, the Barsano family are okay. So, but it's also referencing Native Americans because I'm Native American. So he's gonna basically say, yeah, they're okay. So then he says, why are the copies of the style section all over the place? So those are newspapers. So those newspapers on the ground here is the prophecy. So do you have a dog? So that means, do you have a God? So the fact that they're newspapers means when you put newspapers down when you have a puppy, the puppy doesn't know enough to scratch on the door yet to go outside to pee. So you have to put newspapers down to train your dog or your puppy how to pee or how to go to the bathroom. There's a difference between a dog, which is what I am, because I'm an adult, and a puppy. It means that the God who's coming over here pretending to be your father is a puppy. He's not full grown. He's a child. That's what the papers represent. And that's why we're getting rid of them, because they're a bunch of evil, vile, disgusting children running around as children who have control of all creation because they're not adults. Is that a raincoat? Yes, it is. So the raincoat is this. So In movies, you typically see a UFO hiding in rain clouds like that, and sometimes you'll even see lightning and thunder and rain come down over the clouds. So the raincoat from American Psycho is a representation of a UFO, meaning, hey, is that a UFO flying over top? So anytime you hear rain, it's associated with UFOs, but you wouldn't know that unless you watch this particular scene here. So that's the scene you want to watch Independence Day because it's based on these aliens coming here. It's a normal day. It's like any other day, except it's not. You go out, you grab the morning paper, and you look up and you see a UFO. That's all based on what's going to happen when these aliens come here. So there's the scene here, American Psycho. So the raincoat is a representation of mankind being my sword and shield, meaning waging war against 22,400 civilizations who are prancing around as Peter Pan and need to be dealt with because they're no longer adults. They don't want to become adults. They want to remain children forever. And that's, what this war is going to be about. Because I tried unsuccessfully to try to get them to come home and change who they are as a person, but they didn't want to change. They want to run around and have, fun as little kids. You get my drift of what I'm saying? They want to have fun as little kids forever. Fun as little kids forever. And that's why we're getting rid of them. So next you want to look up Elton John, Devon. So the album covers Madman Across the Water. That refers to the rabbits across the water. We're going to get mad that, they're not in control of creation. Of course, I don't know if you guys can see how this plays out, but the story I'm telling you is get rid of the Native Americans, let the Native Americans rise up into our creation, try to lock them away forever. And then in the event that, where he gets where he's going, then we'll fly over there as Caucasian creators, and we need a scapegoat race. So we'll pick one race out of mankind and make them believe that they're the creators. That way, when we show up in UFOs, we'll have ammunition to stir the pot and start a civil war, so that we can convince the other half of mankind who do believe in what we're saying to fight the other half of mankind, and we'll get rid of the other half of mankind who don't believe in what we're saying, and then we'll take the other half that do believe what we're saying up into space, and we'll get rid of them up there. It's a perfect plan. So that's what's going on. So how hard is it to see that, man? So Levon wears a war wound like a crown. So if you can stand with me, then he's going to wear his war wound like a crown. Instead of coming here and trying to be the king of all creation, you guys are going to stand with me and get rid of him. Because, he calls his child, Jesus. So he's going to come over here and claim some story about Jesus. So more than likely, the story behind this is he came here, he deatomized an egg out of Mary and reatomized it in a UFO where he fertilized the egg and then they put the egg back into Mary to create the virgin birth. That's how he's going to tell you how he did it. So, money. So there are 22,400 planets out there that are like mankind, where there's money. That's what he likes, money. And he likes having fun as a child. Do you get it yet? Do you get it? How he likes having fun as a child? Imagine you could do anything you wanted as a child. And I mean anything. Because he is doing that. So, he was born on a papa to a pond on a Christmas Day. Christmas Day, in my previous videos, I talked about, I was expecting my UFOs here on Christmas Day to end this peacefully. He didn't show up here on Christmas Day, so that's why we're in a war against him now. In my other videos, I said, that I forgive them and I would enlist the help of the humans to help with AI. Well, as the father of all creation, I decide what I want to do, and I've decided since he didn't show up here to, help get his android wife with soul, that he doesn't give a shit about me. So therefore, why should I care about him either? So that's why I've selected to eradicate all 22,400 evil civilizations throughout all creation. You humans watching this, you had a chance. You pissed that away Christmas Day when you refused to listen to me. So now, mankind isn't going to be my sword. So When the New York Times said the dog is dead and the war's begun, that's referring to, you know, me being afforded the opportunity to do my running so I can send a signal over to the other parallel universe and get confirmation over here. Because once I seize control of all creation, because I'm all 9 of those particles, 10 particles, I should say, their UFOs are not going to be able to go anywhere. They're all going to be stuck on their planets, and their UFOs won't go anywhere. And it's going to be such an easy job for us to go over there and wage war against them and get rid of them. So when that happens, when I'm afforded the opportunity to run and build muscle in my body, you're going to see a shift in power. And when that shift happens, it's going to be proven that I'm the creator. Because when you got, a billion UFOs all sitting around in our solar system, with people coming down here from all the various races throughout all creation, imagine like a UFO of black people coming down here, a UFO of Aboriginal people coming down here, an entire UFO of Inuit people coming down, an entire UFO of Polynesia people, an entire UFO of Indonesia people, an entire UFO of Asia people, an entire UFO of South America people, an entire UFO of Native American people, all landing on planet Earth, and then them guys looking up at these Caucasian guys, and then having to answer publicly on the stage who's the creator is. They're all going to say, that Native American guy telling you he's the creator, and that white guy telling you he's the creator? That white guy's not the creator. That Native American guy is the creator. And that's when the DOG is going to be, dealt with swiftly. And I mean it, swiftly. You guys, mankind, will deal with him swiftly. And when he's out of the picture, that's when the war begins to get rid of the 22,400 civilizations. So don't drop the ball here and screw everything up for everyone else in creation because, you have a God complex and believe that, you're at the top when you're not, or that the rest of you, just believe some Tom, Dick, and Harry that come knocking on the door claiming to be your mommy and daddy when they're not, man. I need to be afforded the opportunity to protect myself and protect every single one of you because I'm the father of all creation, not these other morons coming over claiming to be your mother and father. So, we're back to American Psycho. So, it's also a personal statement about the band itself. So, he's not talking about the musical band. He's talking about the Saugeen Indian Reserve or the Saugeen Indian Band. So we used to call ourselves the Saugeen Indian Band, SIB. But then we changed it to the Saugeen Indian Reserve. And then we changed it again to the Saugeen First Nation. Because we didn't quite agree with us being Native American, but being associated with Indian. Because India already has that name, Indians. Everyone associates Indians with being from India. So therefore we call ourselves First Nation. But there's an association to the band. So we're a band of Native Americans. So that's what it means. So it's also a personal statement about the band of Native Americans itself. Hey, Paul Atreides from, Dune. Hey, Paul from Alien. Hey, Paul from American Psycho. That's how I know my evil primordial son's name is Paul. And he's human, but his wife is a robot. So, hey, Paul, look at it. So the raincoat is a representation of evil aliens coming here through the association of Independence Day. That's the raincoat. The axe, that's you, mankind, being my sword. So, waging war against these guys when they come here. Pretending to be your mommy and daddy. And then after I get what I want, which is a message over to the other universe, and they come here, verify me as the real deal, and they build us some spaceships, that's you guys being my sword, going out there and eradicating 22,400 evil civilizations who are running around as little kids. Doing whatever they want to do. Literally and physically. So, here's this, then stuff happens. You'll see his blood spill out on the newspaper. So the newspaper is going back to Levon, meaning there's a war going on because we're in a war, and you got to play your cards right. Because I'm talking to you, evil imposter children out there. There's no going home. If I'm not afforded the opportunity to live forever, neither are you. You won't be going home to your civilizations, partying it up, pretending to, be Peter Pan. Because grandmother will wipe every single thing from existence back to the beginning of time. Everyone gets erased. So if you don't want to get erased from all existence forever and ever and ever, I suggest you listen to what I have to tell you. Don't drop the ball. Don't say anything stupid you may regret later. And, it's time to pick up the sword against your evil brethren, because they're being wiped from existence for being a bunch of dummies not listening to their mommy and daddy, or not listening to me as their dad, who's looking for a new mommy. So the reservation is, we also come from reserves. They put us on reserves. Okay, so we get put on this reserve called Saugeen Reserve. So it means, try getting Anthony on his reservation now, you effing stupid dummy. That's what that means. Because you guys are now picking up the sword and taking out aliens. The coat is a representation of aliens. The raincoat represents aliens. The axe is my sword as mankind chopping down these aliens who are a bunch of little dummies running around as morons. So, we'll go back to Paul here. It's like, in 24 hours, he's going to wish he never set foot on planet Earth. That's me. Hopefully, after you watch this video, that you realize that you've been duped, and hopefully, it's like, he's not going to wish he set foot on planet Earth, meaning, these aliens that are coming here pretending to be adults when, they're not adults. They just came here pretending to be adults. When they go back home to their planets, they're running around as little kids. So I want that guy, Paul, who comes here pretending to be a man, dealt with swiftly. Literally. That's what it means. You're my sword. You're my shield, mankind. So this here is it's a representation of the three Abrahamic religions, because that's a representation of your eye being out. Like you're not paying attention. You have one of your eyes missing. That missing eye is your third eye. If you don't come to my class, read my book, and listen to me talk to you on this YouTube channel, you can't open your third eye. And if you can't open your third eye, you can't make an informed decision on what you really need to believe in. So you'll believe in the supernatural when you need to believe in the scientific, because there's a difference, right? So it's a representation of that. So I want that little. So then we go here, and it's like she's having a conversation with the guys. There's a guy. There's no way he could be from space. So she doesn't think that the alien, Paul, is from space. It's not possible. So what that's referring to is the people of the three Abrahamic religions not believing that I'm from a higher civilization. Like I come from space because I was murdered in a past life by my son Paul, and then reincarnated here on Earth, which he created as a prison to lock me away in forever and ever by coming here pretending to be the Invisible Man. That was his plan. It's the perfect plan. We get rid of him. We create a planet. He'll have no other option but to reincarnate on that planet to try to save them. And then every time that he reincarnates, we'll just go over there, pretend to be the mommy and daddy, and then half the planet will believe us, and we'll start a civil war. And then during the process of the civil war, we can get rid of him, and then take the other half up into space, get rid of them, and then we can go fly back home, and then repeat the process over and over and over, forever and ever and ever. Well, that's their plan, but they didn't realize that, Ragnarok. They didn't know about Ragnarok, so that's the one kink in their plan. This is the last life, and if anything happens to me, everything in creation is going to be wiped from existence. Everyone and everything. So that's referring to the people of Judaism and Islam and Christianity not believing that I'm from space, like from a higher plane of existence. How can he be from there? He's just he's just an average human. So you need to look up this here. Are we the creation of a type 5 civilization? Unveiled. Okay? So you want to look here. I don't know where the exact minutes are, but it's around that area there. So where else could we go hunting for glimpses of a type 5 truth? We could try searching for the equivalent of miracles that feature so prominently in some religions. That's a prophecy. Basically, it means that when they come here, that's what you're going to believe. You're going to believe in the aliens that come here, that they're your mommy and daddy. That's we could go searching for the equivalent of miracles that feature so prominently in some religions. So when they come here in UFOs, they're going to believe in their stories. However, we could await with faith the arrival of some sort of type 5 disciple or prophet. You see how there's the manger there? It's a reference to me being that prophet or disciple onto earth itself, being reincarnation. A type 5 being would absolutely be capable of traveling anywhere within the multiverse. And I can, because my new spaceships, they don't rely on invisible electromagnetic radiation waves or gravity. It relies on hydrogen atoms at the electrical level. So every hydrogen atom in creation creates a wave of invisible electromagnetic radiation, which connects to the other wave of invisible electromagnetic. So you want to think of there being waves propagating throughout all creation on the hydrogen atoms. And when you create a UFO with 11 nuclear fusion reactors, it's the equivalent of the electricity produced at the quantum scale of a hydrogen atom, which means I could fly anywhere in the universe, anywhere I want, without needing the invisible electromagnetic radiation of the universe, the way that these primitive guys travel around. So that's what it's talking about. And I could also I need to be afforded the opportunity to prove that to you. So when I get my spaceships here from the parallel universe, and these other guys are sitting around here and their spaceships ain't going anywhere, that's when you can go for a ride. I'll take you for a ride then, Israel. Okay? All I'm asking is that you wait for me to get my spaceship so that you have two different spaceships to jump on and make your informed decision. Just don't jump on a spaceship because people say that they're nice and that they're your mommy and daddy, because it's like a hitchhiker, man. Would you jump in a hitchhiker's car willingly? Because most people don't do that these days, because you never know what type of driver you're dealing with. The guy could be a psychopath and get rid of you while you jump in the car, or they could be a loving person and a truthful, honest person. So all I'm asking is don't jump into every Tom, Dick, and Harry's UFO that comes here, because I need to be afforded the opportunity to bring my UFOs here, because when I bring mine here, I can literally take you for a ride, because you can take solace in knowing that I'm the real deal. Because when you got all different kinds of races of UFOs coming here, as opposed to one race at all, one bunch of white people, you can rest assured that when they say I'm the creator, that when I get you on the UFO and take you somewhere, anywhere, that I'm not going to do it to get rid of you. Like these guys are coming to get rid of you. So that's all I'm asking. Give me the chance to bring my UFOs here, because if you're really that excited to go for a ride in the universe, we can go there. I just need to be afforded the time to get my UFOs here. So don't just rush on every Tom, Dick, and Harry's UFO, because I can understand why you want to leave the planet and how it would be very exciting adventure, but their plan is to get rid of you. So don't let them get rid of you. So a type 5 being will be able to travel anywhere in the universe is basically what it means. So, and wherever it was, it would always hold the total knowledge of the multiverse within itself. That's why I know everything about what I know, because everything that exists inside of all creation is inside of me, inside of 8 atoms. And the spirits, which are the atoms that make up my body, those are the mother and father atoms of all creation. So I'm the alpha and the omega in that story, because I literally have grandmother inside of me. She's inside of me, and grandfather. And grandmother wants out of my body to put into a female here to make her the new mother of all creation. So I am the Alpha and the Omega. I am the beginning and the end, because this is Ragnarok. This is the end of all creation if you guys drop the ball. And if you're wondering where I got all the information in, it's because of the spiritual warfare I did. But that's only 5% of the spiritual warfare. The information I have comes from 5% of the spiritual warfare. The other 95% is me analyzing clues at a level that a normal person can't analyze, because I have the creators inside of me helping me. So if for some reason I chose to manifest all that into human form, in terms of Anthony Kagi, then we'd have our prophet. So you have a prophet who's come from a higher level of existence, because I'm the creator and had to reincarnate down here. So it's the same story. So whether or not the rest of humankind would believe someone who claimed to come from a type 5 world, that though is an altogether different matter. So that's the issue of the girl standing there about her saying, he's not from space. So failing that miracle, like events could be our only real sign that type 5 overlords are watching. So that's referencing these aliens coming over here, right? pretending to be your mommy and daddy. So that's what that is, that they're watching. I feel like that miracle-like events like UFOs coming here could be our only real sign that our Type 5 overlords are watching. That's what that means. And but even then, when we humans really know or understand what a miracle was happening. So if you see UFOs here, you're going to claim that to be a miracle from the overlords, and it's not. It's a lie. So I'm trying to convince you, to be smart by using everyday terminology. Like, don't get into a strange car don't get into a vehicle with a stranger, because don't get into it. It's like, don't get into a UFO with a stranger. Would you? What do you teach your kids? Go jump in that car, go stick your thumb out and go jump in that car, because it's safe. Would you say that to your kids? That go jump in every stranger's car, Imagine that little girl there. Like, oh, you want to go somewhere? Just go cut your thumb, and somebody will pick you up and take you for a ride. Because it's the same damn thing. People start thinking logically here. Don't jump into every UFO you see, or don't jump into everyone's car that you see. Because, and just invite every stranger into the house. Just tell them to come on in. Invite them in right into the house. You don't know who's walking by there. If you see a stranger walking by with a backpack on and he looks thirsty, kids, I want you to wave at that guy and tell him to come into the house and give him a drink of water. You wouldn't say that to your kids, so why the hell would you say the damn thing to these aliens coming here? Come on in, guys. Come on in. Come on in. You can't trust every Tom, Dick, and Harry. That's what I'm telling you. So that's what it's about. He cannot be from space. That's me. How can I not be from space? In a past life, I'm telling you, I was the father of all creation. So now I got my people primed and ready to pick me up. So he's talking about the alien. Paul is talking about his people primed and ready to pick him up. That's referring to me trying to get a message over the parallel universe to allow my people to come over here to verify that I'm the real father of all creation and not that other guy. And when that happens, that's when the DOG is, and the war's begun. So, yeah, because now he's talking about what happens if they catch you. So, what happens if they catch you means what happens if those aliens catch me? That's what's going to happen. And I'm telling you, if that happens to me, Ragnarok happens. Everything will stop moving. The minute I perish, everything will stop moving. And you won't remember anything. Everything will be rewound back to the beginning of creation. The minute I'm gone is when that happens. So, the guy that you're traveling with is highly dangerous. That's what they say. So, the guy that's coming over pretending to be your dad and that you want to go traveling in space with, he's highly dangerous. So, and then the other one is, he's kind of rude. So, then it switches to, he's kind of rude. He's not dangerous, he's kind of rude. Which is referring to me being a little bit rude here in the bedroom with my spiritual warfare. So then he says he showed him a space ball. So that's that's just referring to spiritual warfare. So give me the alien is referring to these guys coming here saying that I'm an alien and that they want me. And I'm telling you, if that happens, mankind, everything in existence is going to come to an end. So I'm at 38 minutes here. I'm going to shut this video down. Then I'm going to get into this one here because I don't want to overload your plates because you got a bunch of trailers you got to watch here. So you got to watch some of you that can, who have Netflix, you got to watch this particular scene here. Okay, to understand that connection. Then you got to watch the Paul trailer. You don't have to watch that one. Save that one for a different day. That's Olivia's story. Then you got to watch Hip to Be Square, right? And Independence Day. So if you watch Independence Day and you see that cloud, then Hip to Be Square will make a little bit more sense. So those are the videos that you got to watch. Oh, and then you got to listen to Levon, right? So that's 4 videos you got to watch. So 5 plus this one. So you got 5 videos to watch. So if I continue to talk for another hour and a half, there'll be too much information there for you to soak in. So I don't want to overload your plates. So you got to watch all those videos to understand what's really at stake here, what's going on. So now I'll shut it down with that.